votes. 2 more for Trump now. CNN projects that South Dakota will go to Donald Trump. South Dakota is expected with its 3 electoral votes to Donald Trump. And CNN projects that Wyoming will go to Donald Trump. Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes. CNN is not making any projections in the following states that just closed their polls.
But it's a projection. It's not a win.
Colorado, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Battleground Michigan, Minnesota, Nebraska, New Mexico, New York, and Battleground Wisconsin. Let's look at the electoral map now. Donald Trump has 154 electoral votes. Kamala Harris has 27 electoral votes. 270 are needed to win. Let's bring you a key race alert now. In Battleground Pennsylvania, Kamala Harris in the lead with 64.4% of the vote. Donald Trump has 34.7% of the vote. Kamala Harris in the lead there with 326,000 plus votes. Only an estimated 16% of the vote has been counted in Pennsylvania. In Battleground Michigan,
Kaya,
Harris in the lead,
I'm stressed too.
Where's
my earphone?
3% of the vote. Kamala Harris with a 55,000 plus vote.
But there's in Pennsylvania, what's the name, state?
In Michigan.
Is that mine?
North Carolina,
He must have fell out in the car.
51.8% of the vote.
Oh, no, I got him.
With 47.1% of the
Kaya,
vote.
I am stressed as well,
With
okay?
a more than 106,000 vote lead. That's with 39% of the estimated vote counted in Battleground, North Carolina. In Battleground, Georgia, Donald Trump in the lead there, 52.8% of the vote.
And he's gonna be mad because all 40 states gonna put Kamala Harris.
Donald Trump has a healthy 221,000 plus vote lead. That's with an estimated
So right now,
6% of the vote counted in Georgia.
new numbers came in. Trump is at like 150 something, 154, and we still at Virginia. What happened?
Only 50% of the vote.
Only 50%.
That's with half the vote counted in the Commonwealth of Virginia, 50%
Yeah.
counted there in Virginia. In the state of New Hampshire, Kamala Harris has 53.6% of the vote. Donald Trump has
I am losing it.
Kamala Harris is there by roughly 16,000 votes. That's with about 25% of the estimated vote counted in the Granite state of New Hampshire.
Ohio, then
Listen,
listen, this is what
3% of the vote. Donald Trump with a 197,000 plus vote. That's what happened.
those are the numbers.
In Ohio, 50% of the vote counted in Ohio. Let's go to John King at the Magic Wall. John.
I can't deal.
Let's start with the context.
At this point, I may go to bed. Listen. So it was said that we might not know until Friday who won.
No. Or earlier than that, as Chris Wallace said, I love the analogy, nobody has broken serve yet.
And it is.
Every red state here, Donald Trump won in 2020 when he lost.
Oh, Chicago just closed.
Every
That's
blue
right.
state on the map so far, Joe Biden carried when he
But
won.
Illinois, I said
What don't
Chicago,
we
the
have?
city.
We don't have Rhode Island, we don't have Connecticut, we don't have New Jersey, we don't have Illinois just yet.
Y'all,
Time blue states.
we just need to pray.
As we move west and as the count advances in some of the New
Just
York
pray.
as well, some of the most reliably blue states, this map will change in the near future. At least that is our expectation. We'll keep an eye on it. That's the path to 270. You get there.
They need to get rid of these electoral votes.
In red and blue. So let's see again an unusual map at the moment, just because the vote count is early, or because we're going to have the most surprising election of my lifetime. But in Nebraska right now, statewide, you have the vice president winning, but you see most of the votes are out here. She's not so much worried about the statewide vote. She'd love to win Nebraska. Don't get me wrong. Nebraska's second is right here in the Omaha area.
Y'all lost too. Well, y'all voted for him. Well, I know you didn't, but Alabama won Trump.
Nebraska is what matters most to the vice
Wait a
president.
minute, Maryland,
We'll see
breaking
Nebraska
news.
State blue again, too. It's
Maryland
State
election
Kansas,
results, the
29%
vote
of the
is still
vote,
in
but you see all
line.
this?
Then how they declare?
It's those that-
How they declare the winner?
Early vote.
That's how he builds
The majority
votes
rules.
right there with small rural counties all across America, especially in the heart.
I want to see.
So Kamala Harris, the vice president, ahead with 52%.
I want to
of the
see
vote. It's
if
all over here.
also
Kansas
Brooks
City,
won
suburbs
the
here,
Senate.
The more blue areas,
That's what
college
the-
towns,
that's what
and
the
more
lady
urban
in
areas
blue is.
in Kansas. That's why she's ahead right
They
now.
still in line?
29% of the vote. We'll
Hey,
watch.
how do-
That's crazy, Kaya.
Missouri, when I started doing this in 1988, spent a lot of time in Missouri with Michael Dukakis. It's not a battleground state.
Thank you, Laura.
At the
Are you
moment,
subscribed
it's
to my
51%,
channel?
but it's
Like,
only
'cause even
7%
though
again. You see votes coming in the suburbs just to the
poll
west of St.
closes, they
Louis,
still got out here those
suburbs just to the
people.
east in Kansas City. That's why the Democrat is leading at the
Opportunity to
moment
vote.
as we go through it. So now
Who's at our party?
we actually think
We got my
we'll
aunt,
be battlegrounds
my
again.
cousin,
We'll keep looking.
Brandon,
Surprises
and my mom.
here. But let's check in on the big ones. The Commonwealth.
The kids
of Pennsylvania
upstairs.
is still at 16%.
This is a 30-point race, just shy of a 30-point race in a state we know is going to be decided by 1 or 2 points. So we'll continue to watch.
Well,
I check in on it just to see if
we got Pennsylvania.
There's not in a while.
I'm gonna just call it.
Pennsylvania's a basic state. I'm surprised.
53 to 45.
You think so?
And if there's an 8-point lead in Michigan,
It's a Commonwealth
then
state.
that's law. We expect this to be very close in the end. We're missing a lot, right? Earlier tonight, Grand Rapids was red for Donald Trump. That's
If I was on JT Live, like she said,
Oh, wait a minute.
right there. This is one of the battlegrounds.
we had pizza, wings,
I don't know if
fries.
it's true yet.
What's wrong?
But they say for state senate, Angela Alson
Is the big winner?
I don't know how true it is. It's on my timeline.
If this ends the night there, Donald Trump's going to feel very good about it. Michigan
We'll know at 10 o'clock on the news, 10 or 11 o'clock.
There's ain't gonna be no news at no 10.
Fox 45, you know, they go live.
They ain't going, no, they still doing this. No news station is gonna be,
Yeah, Alicia, Virginia not called yet. Y'all keep going, y'all keep flip-flopping.
Just a moment ago, I just want to do it again for people at home.
Virginia,
Most of the outstanding
we
votes,
down
circles
hard
tell
to
you,
the
the larger the circle, the more outstanding votes we're still waiting to be counted. And the color tells you how
it's a big city.
so far.
Looking at Virginia now.
They see a lot of blue up here. Virginia now has become a blue state because of the Washington DC suburbs in Northern Virginia. This is the places, the counties within 25, 35 minutes, depending on traffic. Drive.
You gonna say
So
they
that's out there.
cheated.
Plus Richmond and the suburbs around there. We'll see. Donald Trump is
Richmond,
probably in play in this state, and this would be
Roanoke,
even if close,
757.
even if it's close, it might tell you something about what's going to happen to its south in North Carolina. They're not twins, but they're very similar. Virginia and North Carolina. North Carolina actually has a higher African American population. So
Right.
if you're vice president,
Right.
that's part of your base. Here's Donald Trump with a lead, 52, 41%.
That's because they ain't
reporting
counted
again.
on the ballot yet.
Should the Harris campaign be nervous? Both campaigns will be nervous about battleground North Carolina. It's going to go back and forth. But again,
Oh.
there's still some large
like my
pockets of
pens.
Democratic votes. Also some pretty good sized pockets of Republican votes. In a battleground state, this one's going to take a while to sort out. But you see where the outstanding votes are. I didn't get
Black
to this
Joy.
last time in Georgia, so let's go down and look at battleground Georgia.
Or you can go back to Texas.
And bring
and
that
see
up here
what
right
the
now.
hell
We're
will
at
happen.
68% of the vote in Georgia. And you have 53.
Okay,
46.
Nebraska.
So if you're in the Trump campaign, you're thinking with
Who lives out there?
more than 2/3 of the vote counted, you're starting to feel good about a lead that big, especially in a state that was, 11,700 votes 4
The
years
Senate
ago. Let's
is
see what's left out.
It's
Well,
just
the
really
outcome,
important.
black
And
state.
you see
No.
right there why
Right.
the Harris
Look where
campaign,
they left out.
you're checking in with all your field
That's
candidates,
why
you can
he
see
got
the county
Atlanta,
people, but you see
Savannah.
right there, see
But
the giant
Texas
circles
used to
right
be
there.
blue.
And a bigger
And those are the black
there are
votes.
still a lot of areas that we know about.
Yes.
disproportionately
The
Democratic.
Senate seats are very
Votes
important.
counted In Georgia, I just want to come back and make one more
Hey, on
observation
JT.
here. You see that
New York got, she got New
242,000
York.
lead. It is a little after 9 o'clock.
They said yet?
on Tuesday
70%
night.
right there,
If you
she's
go back
leading.
to 2020.
70%.
Yeah, it's not called yet.
Yeah, I
though.
know, but I'm just saying,
244,000
right there it
votes
said she
at
was
9 o'clock
leading,
on Tuesday night, election night in 2020.
What's up, Auntie
242,000 votes now. Joe Biden carried Georgia. Doesn't mean Kamala Harris will this time.
This is
It just
stressful.
means we need to count all the votes. And you come back out and take a look again to see if the map has changed at all.
Right.
Texas and Florida have gone back. Ohio has gone back to where you expect it to go back, and that lead seems to be growing. I want to just check in again on this battleground here.
Okay, I put some blue hearts in the chat. Let us
I'm going to
manifest.
do something now. This is the
Manifest
next
this.
shot.
Just start putting blue hearts in the
You see
chat.
Trump
So,
leading
y'all,
North
right
Carolina,
now,
Trump leading
Larry
in
Hogan
Georgia.
lead
I just want to switch to the map here and come over to the race for 270. Okay? This is an if. This is an
73%,
if. It's not, you're nowhere near there. There are a lot of votes to
70.3,
count there. But why?
Ain't no-
It's just
Way
so
no
high. When
way.
you take battleground states off the board, when we're able to project and call them, it changes the chess of getting to
well, how the
270.
hell they
If
say
Donald
on
Trump
your side?
were to hold that,
That's
he's
why
leading
I-
there now. It's
that's why I
close.
went to
It's
the
close.
Associated
Plenty of votes
Press.
still for the vice president to catch up. We have to wait.
Child.
If Donald Trump
It's too early to call.
takes
That's
those
all
two,
that.
the vice president.
Ada, did you vote for Angela? I hope you did.
That's interesting. She needs that 19 votes right there.
She gonna say all the snacks gone. Alicia,
Donald Trump gets that.
we ain't got
gets to the
nothing.
finish line. So if
Only
that
snack
happens,
really
that's
was this
essential. We're not
Cinnabon.
there yet, Jake, but just like to do the math in our head as we go through the scenarios.
All right, John King, and CNN can now bring you a new projection.
Oh, come projections.
CNN projects that Kamala Harris.
We got Delaware.
The state of Delaware.
You see that, Auntie JT? We got Delaware.
Kamala Harris with its 3 electoral
You
votes.
say Uncle JT?
I said Auntie JT.
So we at 30.
That's where she lives.
Trump has 154 electoral votes. Kamala Harris has 30 electoral votes. 270
The numbers up.
votes are needed to win. Let's bring you a key race alert now. In the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Kamala Harris has 60.4% of the vote. Donald Trump 38.7%.
PA, we doing it.
Of the vote. Kamala Harris with a a 284,000 plus vote lead.
They keep it them blue hearts up.
It's only 1% of the
With
electorate.
only an estimated 19% of the vote in, not even a fifth of the vote, still a lot of votes to count.
We getting there, y'all.
Drake did in Michigan.
No, they don't live in Michigan. They live in Ann Arbor.
Donald Trump has 44.9%.
Ann Arbor is in Michigan.
No, it's not.
6,000 plus vote lead. Only a tenth of the vote has been counted.
What state is it in?
10%. It's still very early.
I mean, Jesus, they live in Michigan. Y'all know I'm tired. I get confused because Dre be like Detroit. He don't live in Detroit. He live in Ann Arbor. I'm thinking Detroit.
So yes, no.
Yes. Okay, I just retracted it. Calm down.
52.7% of the vote, Kamala Harris. With 46.6% of the vote, Donald Trump. With a 225,000 plus vote lead. That's with 69% of the estimated vote in Georgia. They're really counting the ballots. In Georgia, there 69% of the estimated vote.
Man, you act like they wasn't counting the ballots.
Still has his 49.5% lead, but now it's 49.4%. Kamala Harris is 48.6%. Donald Trump is 80%.
What happened, Virginia?
Kamala Harris right now,
Virginia's
more than
a,
2%
white state.
of the estimated vote counted in the Commonwealth.
You was leading big time, though.
Kamala Harris in the lead with
They was leading big time.
46% of the vote.
Yeah.
Has
Virginia's a white
46% of
state.
the vote. Kamala Harris with a 70,000 plus vote lead. That's with more than a quarter, 28% of the estimated vote in the Granite State of New Hampshire counted. In Ohio, Donald Trump still in the lead there, 53.9% of the vote. Kamala Harris has 45%.
Chris over there studying.
45.6% of the vote. Donald Trump with a 275,000
Like a student. Go ahead.
plus vote lead. That's with more than half of the estimated vote counted in Ohio.
Yo, we gotta get this.
Let's look at the map today. One of the wonders we get into the 9 o'clock hour. This will be the 10 o'clock hour, 11 o'clock hour, suspected to past midnight hours. But you're beginning to see more states.
JT, you still drinking?
Very early voting.
I need a shot.
You see as the polls close and we go from east to west, you now see many more states reporting votes. Let's just take a peek. We've already projected this one to be for Donald Trump. I just want to show you North Dakota. These
Who
states
lives in
really
North
get
Dakota?
respect because they're not huge electoral battlegrounds. I like to wander through and look at the votes and just show people.
Just
how
say,
you
man.
see South Dakota starting to fill in slowly, very early on, 1% of the vote. This is a surprise at the moment. Nebraska, the
Yes.
vice president so far carrying the state statewide. But we're only at
Well, that used to be
27%
red.
again. Most of the
Nebraska.
sway you see
Mm-hmm.
from about here west.
Hello, Tracy Ford. How are you?
Where Trump tends to run
Welcome
about. Let's go
in.
back and give you the 2020 example of what I'm talking about. That's
Just
what
little
tends to happen.
predictions right
And so
now.
we're not there yet. So when that happens, if that happens, that number will change. Again, for the vice president, what you want to do is you want to be here. I'm just showing you Douglas County. It's the big piece of
I'm
Nebraska's
stressed out.
second congressional district. This is where you want to win. The blue
She said,
dominate
"Sorry,
wall.
y'all.
She wins the blue wall.
Florida, where I live, is
Wisconsin,
trash. We know.
Pennsylvania. I went backwards. I went.
It's
she
okay.
wins those three,
You're not
she wins
trash, though.
Nebraska's second congressional district.
Yeah.
She can get to 270 electoral votes. So we'll keep an eye on that as it plays out. First votes in
Louisiana,
Wisconsin, you
Louisiana.
see it's red at the moment, 796 to 479. Guess what? We have a long way to go in battleground Wisconsin. Just for context,
Got a long
Joe Biden
way.
won it 4 years ago with 1.6 million votes. So we are in the infancy stages of counting the votes in battleground Wisconsin. And you watch as it plays out. One of the places we'll watch here, I'll just show you now, 0 votes in yet, the Green Bay area, Brown County. This is one of the key tests. Can the vice president hold
Them
on
Packers
to the
vote?
president's share of white working class
Them
voters?
Packers?
I just want to show you as we go
Green
back
Bay?
to 2020.
Packers?
Joe Biden did not win Brown County, but he got 46% of the vote. The margins within the margins sometimes.
Yeah, they couldn't even get the
different in
60%
battleground states.
for abortion or
Wisconsin,
marijuana, as I said.
You look at that 46%
said.
for Joe Biden, and then you move back in time, and you see 42% for Hillary Clinton. That makes the difference. She lost the state, he won the state. So one of the things we will watch as the
They
2024
also had another
results come in
person
is
that
not
was
just
in
did
the
she
race
turn out
at that
the
time.
African American vote in
What,
Milwaukee.
independent?
Not just
Yeah.
did she compete in the suburbs, Waukesha, just to the west of Milwaukee, but can she hold her own? Just be as competitive as Biden was.
Yeah, the West
in
Coast
some of these
polls
counties.
still open.
Long way to go
They don't close till
there.
like
Let's pop over to Michigan.
11.
Let's shake this
11,
stone.
yeah.
We're only at 10%.
Close to midnight.
Not a lot to look at.
Don't Hawaii-
East Coast time, because it'll be 8 o'clock their time.
Don't Hawaii vote too?
Kent County, that's
Yeah,
Grand Rapids.
but
That's another hour.
You're looking down here.
That's another hour.
I told you earlier, one of the warning signs was Washtenaw County.
They're like
This is where
4
University
hours.
of Michigan is, Ann Arbor. If you move east
Are they
here,
4
Dearborn,
hours?
Georgia, Union, Detroit.
They're like 3-4 hours.
In Michigan are young voters and Arab American.
I thought Hawaii was 3 hours
Young voters
behind
here,
with
University of
California.
Michigan,
Is it like
Kansas
3?
City. You say, wow, that's a 30-point lead. What are we
I thought it was
worried
4.
about?
Pacific time.
Well, you're worried about it because the president of the United States.
Mm,
had that
Google.
6 hours behind us, 3 hours behind California.
Joe Biden will
Six
have
hours.
6 hours
So you can
behind
say
us.
she
In
has
front
something
of us.
spare, if you will. She can
Because
lose a
when
little
it's
bit in
daytime
coalition,
in Hawaii,
but
it's
you don't
nighttime.
lose a lot. And I was at the Michigan
Yeah, but
campus
their
just
day
last
is
week, and they
behind.
had a very aggressive young voter
It's a
turnout operation.
Hawaii and
We'll
Alaska.
see later tonight if those numbers change.
I
Got
don't
the
know.
dim.
All I know
It's
is
6 hour difference.
They
it's
come
a
over.
6 hour
The
difference.
home
And
state
I was
is
asleep in
chapter,
Hawaii and they
just
was calling me
just
from
a little
work.
bit
And
there.
I'm like,
But
y'all
when we
look
look
3
at it,
o'clock
let's move it
in
up just a
the
little
morning.
bit.
Y'all asking me, do you need to go to
25
work
counties in America.
because
First,
Hurricane
Barack Obama,
Sandy is
then to
sunny
Donald
here. I
Trump,
don't give
and
a
then
shit.
flip back to Joe Biden.
It's 4:17 right now in Hawaii. So what's that?
4:17 a.m. or p.m.
PM.
That's what's happened in the last several presidential elections.
They,
So, you know, it just started.
5, 6,
Just
7,
getting
8,
started
9,
in
5
every
hours.
county,
They behind.
512 votes, just for context.
They
It's
5
gonna
hours
take
behind us.
70,000 votes to win that county.
Yeah,
So
when
we're just
we
starting.
was
That's
there,
some
we
of
was,
them. Let's come
we
back
was
to
there in
2024
October.
and move
They
over
H-
here to Northampton County.
HST
again, right along
time.
the New Jersey
I
border.
don't know what
not
HST
terribly
is.
far from Allentown. The vice president to head there.
Hawaii Standard
22%
Time.
of the vote, so that was again, look how close it was. Joe Biden just barely carried it.
What
Donald
state is
Trump
this?
just barely carried it 4 years before that. That's the
Yeah,
way it
yeah.
tends to end up. So we'll watch as that plays out. Here's something we do.
Oh, it's the
look at.
Hawaii Aloo.
Yeah,
TM.
Only 20% of the vote in here.
She's getting the
Here's an impact from the Donald Trump Madison Square.
Okay, Wisconsin, come on.
Where so many insults were made about Puerto Ricans and about Mexicans and about Latino and Hispanic Americans.
That
We need them
Allentown.
Latinos. So what y'all doing right now? Y'all nervous like we are? Are y'all drinking? Are y'all eating? What y'all doing?
They say she'll-
right there.
she
But again, you're doing this
leading
for
in
context.
Colorado.
62% for the vice president.
Yeah.
We go back in time.
That's
to
expected.
Brandon, you say you never been to
2020,
Hawaii?
53%.
I wanna go back. I wanna go
It
back, too.
overperformed Joe Biden in Lehigh County,
It's just a
Pennsylvania.
long flight.
She's in good shape. So we watch that as it plays out. We're only at 20% of the vote right now.
It
I have a good friend that's there,
It's only
but I would
20,
love to go.
20%. So then you come out.
It's-
Just stay
I
curled
just
up.
wouldn't, I don't think I would, so we went from-
I'll just be afraid of trying to figure out what I can
Bruce
eat.
County at the moment is blue.
They can put it up you want.
Yeah, but you know they do a lot of fish
Vice President
and
Harris
No,
winning
they don't. They do a
Pennsylvania.
lot
Why?
of
Let's
everything.
look
They
at
do
it. Show them where it
everything.
is.
Perfect.
Philadelphia.
Hamburgers,
Closest
french fries,
suburbs
and
around it.
chicken,
And then as you
and,
drive out, what used to be farm
steak
country,
the whole
now you
time.
see the whole
We got
thing.
Illinois back
We
up.
got Illinois back up.
That's
I
the only place
ate
they can afford a home.
I ate
That's
all the
places like
local
Berks County,
foods.
Pennsylvania.
I didn't eat.
see, that's the thing I would want. Like
51.
I'm adventurous enough to
They
want
talk
to eat
about
the local
going to these
food,
states
but I'm
now.
afraid
That was at 53%.
to eat the local food
Kansas,
because
she
When he
leave
lost
Kansas.
Pennsylvania.
you know
Yeah, she
I
was
was, I'm surprised you wouldn't. But so you just told her not to put tomatoes and stuff in it.
I didn't eat tomatoes. I told her what my allergies were. So like,
She went down to Louisiana?
anything with bananas in it.
Because
What?
there's no
Oh, Louisiana, not Illinois.
There's no
Louisiana.
all inclusive in Hawaii, is it? It's just a regular.
Yes, Alicia, it feels like 2016 all over again.
And we stayed at the Sheraton International Resort, Holiday International Resort.
Auntie JT, drink for
It's
me.
not all
I'm
inclusive. They didn't have,
The blue collar.
about to give me some more pizza though.
Smaller African American population.
Get something to drink,
Where
I'm
those
thirsty.
Democrats need. So she's
Um,
at 68% when you look at that.
I know the Alaska food, I hate it.
He was at
I'm never gonna eat the
59%.
Alaska
So again,
food over
we're
again.
early.
He didn't like
We're
the,
early.
he didn't like the
Alaska
beef.
food?
He
Like
didn't like
fish?
the beef because it was all grass fed. He's like, he said, I don't
Really?
know.
Because it tastes.
Plant, like plant-based? It tastes
He
plant-based?
said
I'll be right back,
it
y'all.
didn't
I'm gonna fill my red cup.
It didn't look, I guess, he said they needed to eat some shit off the farm, not just the grass. And then, I don't know. He's like,
Y'all
it
can
don't
watch
look
the
like
TV.
hamburger.
71% there. Half the
It was
vote
more
is
like
in.
turkey
Again,
burger
this is
than
Donald Trump
hamburger.
secret, runs it up. Small rural counties across America, 75%. So keep an eye on that. It's early. We're still counting votes right there, but is
He's
the
like,
Trump
it's
base
too-
turning out in the same
It's too
map?
nice and clean. I wanna go to the ghetto. He wanted to go to,
There's Bradford, again, it's only
Honolulu
5%
or
reporting,
Waikiki.
75%.
We had to charter a flight.
71%. Again,
To
even
get
in
across
this
the
rural
island,
areas,
yeah.
the early vote.
$100 a person.
There's not a lot of Democratic votes there, but a lot of it comes out in the early votes, if you're following along, when they count it, so let's be careful to not make any projections, any, tough, lasting cement analysis, I guess I'll call it, but we'll keep an eye on that as we go through the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Virginia,
so
I see every time I
disappointed in
come out, I
Texas.
wait to see if Virginia's gonna flip back. We're still at 59%, the lead is
Georgia,
narrowed
don't
somewhat.
disappoint
This
us.
would be a shocker. Joe Biden won Virginia by 10
New
points.
Mexico,
By 10 points. Even if it's
We
closer,
lead.
even if the vice president comes back, take a peek. Yeah, the outstanding votes are still largely from Democrat. There's some Republican votes out there. You see the red dots, but the big circles are in Democratic areas. So the map is there. for the vice
I
president.
knew New York wasn't
But
gonna
even
let
close
us
races, in Virginia,
yeah,
I'll tell you that it's a more competitive environment.
You know, they got a lot of
Especially
Mexicans and
if
Hispanic
you do
people.
well in the suburbs. And
I don't
that's
give a
very
shit how
good.
many
Virginia
points she
is
win
kind of-
about.
It's
As long as
interesting,
she
the
wins.
lessons that we learned there, well, again, they're not exactly the same, but they're similar. You come down to North Carolina, we're above 50% now. It's close. This is welcome to North Carolina. This is what it's going to be. And so you just take a look and you say, you know, what's missing, right? Where are they still counting votes? Again, Mecklenburg County, Charlotte and the suburbs around it. African American voters,
Pennsylvania,
upscale
she's
suburbs
still up
around
there.
it, key to the Democratic coalition. A lot of votes there. A lot of votes
That's
involved.
shocking for
Research
her,
tried
for her
it.
for Pennsylvania.
Again, and so you see that happening right there.
Well,
And let's see, we'll go back.
They won it in
go back to
2020.
Virginia, and we see 49.
With Biden.
48% there.
Yeah.
Again, pretty remarkable. 17,000 votes.
They lost
Again,
in
don't hold it, though.
2016.
45% of the votes still didn't count.
Was that Hillary?
Joe Biden won by 10 points, so
Yeah, they lost
the
it in
vice president
2016.
can't. They're a little nervous about that.
Let's bring in David Jallian
But
to his
remember,
insights now
Hillary was
on the
up.
outstanding vote
Hillary was
in
up in
Virginia, which is,
everything.
as of
Donald
now,
Trump came
a
back
little
and won.
tighter than I think the Harris campaign would like.
But she won
Trying
the
to
popular
determine
vote.
how much of this vote we're looking at
Definitely
now
lost in
is
the electoral
pre-election vote. Our estimate right now is that when you're looking at it, Virginia, 39% of the vote that's in is pre-election vote. That, we think, at the end of the day, is going to go up to 52%. So there's still quite a bit of pre-election vote to come in here. And Kamala Harris is winning the pre-election vote by about 17 points. So as more of that early vote gets funneled into the count in Virginia, you can imagine there's no room here for Harris to grow.
Somebody
All right,
was
David,
doing
and we have some
Bruce
projections right
Hey,
now.
that's how that's in here to drink, Brandon. Come on now. Hey, I'm back.
CNN can project that.
We got Illinois, y'all.
Votes Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris, as expected, will win
Illinois.
Illinois in its 19 electoral votes. CNN can also project.
They projected where it was already.
As expected.
Rhode Island.
Harris will gain 4 electoral votes from Rhode Island. So where are we on the electoral map as of
Halfway.
right now? Donald Trump has
We're not
150.
halfway.
I know to him. I'm talking to him.
Harris has 53 electoral votes. 270 are needed to win. Neither of them is within spitting distance of that. Let's take a look at the actual votes coming in from the battlegrounds that we have not projected. In battleground Pennsylvania, Kamala Harris in the lead, 57.5% of the vote. Donald Trump,
Okay.
41.5% of the vote. Kamala Harris with a 258,000 plus vote lead. That's with about a quarter, 23% of the estimated vote in Pennsylvania counted as of now. In battleground Michigan, Kamala Harris with 53.7% of the vote. Donald Trump with 44.3% of the vote. Harris with a 64,000 plus vote lead. That's with an estimated 12% of the vote counted in Michigan. Still very early in Michigan. In battleground North Carolina, Donald Trump in the lead. 50.7%
I'm disappointed.
of the vote. Harris with
You disappointed in
48.1%
North
of the vote.
Carolina?
Yes.
Donald Trump with a 75,000 plus vote lead. That's with more than half, 51% of the estimated vote counted in battleground North Carolina. In battleground Georgia, Donald Trump still holding on to his lead, 52.9% of the vote. Harris has 46.
You gotta get Atlanta and Savannah.
Donald Trump right now with a 249,000 plus
Now,
vote lead. I'm
it's
sorry,
starting
now
to
it's
get a little bit shaky on
255,000.
Georgia, 71% of the
Estimated
vote.
71% of the vote counted in battleground Georgia. In Virginia, Donald Trump in the lead as of now, 49.3% of the vote. Kamala Harris has 48.7% of the vote. Donald Trump is ahead by more than 15,000 votes. That's more than half, 56% of the estimated vote, but still a lot of votes to come in the Commonwealth of Virginia. In New Hampshire, Harris with 53.4% of the vote. Donald Trump with 45.9% of the vote. Harris with an 18,000 plus vote lead. That's with under a third of the vote counted in New Hampshire. 30% of the estimated vote counted in New Hampshire. In Ohio, Donald Trump in the lead, 54.3% of the vote. Harris with 44.8% of the vote. Donald Trump with a 332,000 plus vote lead. That's with almost 60%, 58% of the estimated vote counted in the Buckeye state. Now let's go to John King at the Magic Wall. John.
Buckeyes.
So Jake, you lay at the results, and there are some surprises there, right? At least where we are right now. So we just want to go back and follow up
One
where David Chandler was talking about some of the outstanding vote. We know Virginia is early vote, and that percentage is going to jump, and we know that the vice president is doing quite well in that vote. So I just want to show you what he means by how this can change. Again, Donald
this
Trump
is
said he's been
crazy.
shrinking. It was 16,000 not that long ago. It's 12,395 now. Look at the Northern Virginia suburbs.
I mean, I have to believe
Just
she
wanna show
don't-
you these
she don't get all the
circles
small
represent
states.
Where are there live outstanding votes, meaning votes that we know are out there that have not been counted yet. Right, you see the big circles, the biggest circles around the Northern Virginia suburbs, also Richmond and the suburbs around that. That's the big Republican circles.
The
down
next
here,
poll
Virginia Beach
closes
area,
in 34
and some here in the
minutes.
suburbs more to the south, the exurbs, south of Richmond. But I want to focus up here, and just to show
When
you why.
he
You
leaving
can sit early on
Iowa?
and say, whoa, what's happening here? But then things
I don't
can
know.
change pretty quickly when large
When he
populations
leaving
change
Iowa,
report their
Jason?
vote. So let's take Fairfax County. And it's the
No.
number one county population-wise in Virginia. The vice president's getting 66% of the vote,
Y'all,
63% of the vote
this is
in.
crucial.
Look at the number where she is though, 250,000. We know turnout is robust, right? So we should be somewhere around 2020.
You know what?
Or we end
I'm just gonna flick it
2024,
back
maybe a
over
little higher, maybe
to
a little lower,
CNN.
somewhere around 250,000 votes right now. If you go back in time, you see 419,000 votes. So if she's winning 60+%, the president was winning 70% 4 years ago. You have Vice President Harris winning 66, a little below. Virginia looks like it's going to be a little bit more competitive this year. But you can see just right there in that one county, there's a lot of votes still out, and she's winning disproportionately in the math right now. That can change, but it generally tracks when you get above 60% of the vote. And so just in that one county right there, the math, when the votes come in, the math can change. So doesn't mean it will, but there is more than
I
enough
forgot Minnesota.
Democratic
What's the
votes
state?
still outstanding, or votes outstanding in Democratic areas is the better way to put it, for that to happen. So let's check in on the other battlegrounds.
Oh, we know he got Mississippi.
This one, again, go back in time. This was the closest Donald Trump victory in a battleground state. Of the battlegrounds he won, 74,000 votes, 483, 74,000.
Hey, Auntie Edna.
483. 4 years ago, he's 110 ahead right now, but we're only at 54% of the vote, right? So you see these gray areas, what are those? That's where you have no votes in yet. So we're still waiting some of these smaller counties. This one, this is the 10th of the 100 counties population-wise, so it's not tiny. Gaston County along the border right there. But the big population centers are Charlotte.
Hey, Auntie Edna, how are you?
Only 10% of the vote in Mecklenburg County. So if you're looking
We're
at
a little
this
tired.
number, you're saying, okay, Donald Trump's got a 4-point lead. There's 3.5, 4-point lead in North Carolina. But then you come here, it's the largest Democratic area, only 10% of the
put a
vote.
little
Again, look where we
splash
are,
in
36,000 votes
my
for the
red
vice
cup.
president right now. You go
Yeah.
back 4 years, 378,000 votes. So we just need to slow down with where we go in here in North Carolina and count more votes, because there are more than enough votes out there. Again, if you come out statewide and just apply the entire graph to the
Let's
whole
go
thing,
back.
live outstanding votes, you see some Republican pockets here, but where are the biggest circles? Right, where are the biggest circles? Charlotte in the suburbs, Raleigh-Durham in the suburbs, Winston-Salem in the suburbs, Wilmington
Right, a
in the
little juice.
suburbs, Asheville in the suburbs. Doesn't mean the vice president's going to win North Carolina. By no means means the vice president's going to win North Carolina. It just means there are a lot more votes to be counted in areas that right now are blue, and some of them blue by a pretty lopsided margin. Now, just to be fair, see all these little tiny dots? There's a lot of little tiny red dots, right? Right? They're not going to match the vote count here and here, but there's a lot more of them, right? So when you come out and you just take a look, again, I'm a broken record sometimes, but this is the wonder of Donald Trump. This is how he runs up the math. 72% there, only 25% reporting there, but 72% in Rutherford County, right down here along the border here. Let's just go back in time and take a peek. 72%. Donald Trump is consistent. He's getting what he got in 2016. He's pretty constant and pretty consistent. But 24,000 votes there with 72% 4 years ago. And so then you come forward there, we're only at 25%.
So y'all
again,
just in the
if it comes
classroom?
in around the turnout of 4 years ago, and it stays at that percentage, there's a chunk of votes there, and in many of these other small rural counties still for Donald Trump, which is why we count late into the night and sometime into the morning. He gets small margins, but you add them all up, 20, 15, 20, 30 rural counties.
I guess people like them eating the cats and eating the dogs, so they vote for
Come down over
them.
here. This one here again. And
Shut up,
this
DC.
guy, 11,000 votes 4 years
Don't
ago,
take him and say, damn,
with
this a
75%
mukbang.
voted. Donald Trump's ahead by
He would say, damn, this a
241,000.
mukbang.
Start to think, oh, we're about 75% of the vote.
Eat, no, me something eating. Why?
Well, let's take a look.
Governor
Number one.
Shapiro reported that there are several bomb threats in
With
Pennsylvania.
2.1 million,
What?
Joe Biden won it in 2020 with 2.4 million and change, and we.
What,
hear-
'cause he's
Bomb
scared?
threats in Georgia, that's why they had to extend some of the polling areas.
So you start
Some of
there,
these
and then
numbers
number
will
two,
be
just
counted
apply.
late
What are we waiting
in the
for?
overnight.
And look at
Who
the
would've thought this
We
was-
got bomb
Again,
threats in
doesn't mean the
Georgia,
vice president's gonna
Wisconsin,
come back
and
in Georgia.
Arizona.
It just means everybody.
Bomb
has
threats?
choice. Let's count
Who would think that
Because you
this
see
would
Atlanta and
it would come to this type of
Wisconsin,
thing in the
most of
world?
those big
They
circles
said
are,
bomb threats
which
come
means,
from Russia.
in a place like Fulton County,
On,
where 78% reporting in Fulton
Trump.
County, that's actually interesting.
No,
Let's see what
because
we've got. It's still-
Trump
it's a big-
is
because
close
the
to
population
Russia,
says
like
big
close
chunk
with
of
Russia,
vote.
Putin.
He's running at 73% right
But I
now.
thought, him and Putin didn't like each other.
72.6. 72.6.
That's fine.
It's a mirror image right there. So I always look at the ones a little bit
Y'all
farther
pray.
out. 80% now in Cobb County.
Because this is serious.
57.4. You go back here. It's 50, it's just, the question.
Oh, the woman is not to go down on a man,
Can he improve?
and a man is not to go down on a woman.
He's at 39.
She's like,
What's it all about?
nothing.
He was at
That's
47.
old.
Yeah, he's close. He's close, but those little tiny margins can't matter. But again, 16% of the vote there. So we got a ways to go. That's a healthy full circle right here.
That's an old saying.
It shows where the vote is still outstanding. If you can do
Yeah.
that.
You should have got gas. Y'all think the gas gonna go up?
On some of the outstanding votes that remain in Georgia. Pamela, what do you learn?
Don't go out tonight and get it. Don't do it tonight.
He says, give or
Stay
take,
your behind
there
in the
are
house.
1.5 million outstanding votes still in Georgia. Again, give or take. Not
So we got the
precise number,
news.
but around that.
Well, we got
Less
CNN on the
than
TV,
Gwinnett.
and we got my aunt on the side. She the news all by herself.
Delayed, according to the
That's on 13.
On Tracy is WJZ, Channel 13, WBL, all in one.
Oh, yeah, New Mexico, what the fuck?
I'm told there are 400
They scared.
It's only 13%.
Hey, Regina Smith, how are you?
So that was as of 6:30,
Happy election
so
day.
that's likely, that number is likely going to go up. Out of that breakdown, the at least
We got
on
Tracy sitting over there trying to get her news. We got the TV right here.
Requesting one passed in Maryland.
Oh, that's good. Yes.
16% of the estimated.
And got this one right here, just studying. I don't know what he's studying for, but he's studying.
Just take home his exam.
We got Lisa right here. She just got off of work.
What I just said from Gabriel Sterling, that there's still 1.5
All right, so
You can see it, Brenda.
also books is up to one time.
give or take. Jay?
She on top?
Correspondent slash
51%
anchor
of
in
the votes
the
in-
Gwinnett County Election Center. It's
Angela
from
also
Atlanta,
works
Black
at
Anchor. What can you tell us
54%.
about the vote?
Okay, Angela.
So she just jumped that quick.
Who this?
What's happening right now?
Listen to
Zach
this.
Manifold, who Pam just mentioned, the supervisor of elections, is on the phone right now with Brad Raffensperger, explaining what the delay is. As Pamela said, it's a problem with the adjudication of some of those write-in ballots. We spoke with him just a few moments ago at the 8:15 news conference here, in which he said there was some delay in processing those and getting
That's a
those
joke, Brandon.
322,000 early in-person
Thank you, Mom.
and absentee
Good
mail
job, Brandon.
ballots to the state tabulation
I like these
center to
Angela
have,
also works at 49.4.
Denise.
Right over 43, but they
By
keep
8 p.m.
one of the,
He says that it was
Yeah,
just
they have no-
So-
system clicking
52% of the
down to
precincts.
identify
So Angela's still in the lead.
columns in the writing column for the president specifically for that race. And there appears
No,
to
those
be
are called good.
Angela also works projected the winner.
Yes!
Take your ass home with your Chinese daughters.
Not your Chinese daughter. Come on, Angela, we got that. They hospital pants. That's what they look like. The scrubs. Yeah, I couldn't think of the name.
More than an
And I
hour.
really bitches to
And
work.
he's on the call
I
right
told
now
him
to
about,
determine
the chef
what
got beat up
happens
yesterday,
next and
right?
explain to the Secretary of State's office
He was sitting up in his thing. He was like,
guidance on how to move
we
forward.
can't wait till they come back to work tomorrow.
Local in Gwinnett County, and John King,
We're back.
as happens
Put
every
that
election,
important
museums
vote
are
up
full,
there.
machines all the more so.
Right, which is why you want trusted officials to deal with the problem.
So, we won our Senate here in Maryland.
This fucking thing is. So the
What?
current electoral votes is 99 to 177.
Right, they have a problem, you try to find a solution. So where is Victor?
I know he mad as a
He's right here.
motherfucker.
He's in Gwinnett County, one
How
of the
Petey
most
say-
important suburbs in the Atlanta area, to the northeast of
Let
Atlanta.
me go get pregnant so I can get an abortion. Oh, I did.
Not to go ahead and get pregnant so you can get an abortion. It's kind of it's late for that. It's kind of late for that.
Better context about the real state of the race.
All right, John King, we have a projection for you.
Projection, hold on.
DA for Harris, they just called it.
To project.
New York got VA. New York got VA. New York got.
Virginia just got called.
Votes offered from the Empire State.
Yes.
Electoral vote. Count now, Donald Trump in the lead, 154. Kamala Harris with 81, 270.
CNN's not gonna call it yet because they're very precise. It says CNN's not gonna call it yet.
Harris campaign headquarters here in Washington, D.C.
We got New York, yay.
BET, Rocky
I don't know if you wanna.
This group here has been here for a little while now, and they've been watching the returns as they've been coming in. You're hearing them right now cheering as they're seeing you, a little bit delayed, calling New York for Kamala Harris. They want some good news tonight. I can feel the anxiety
Yeah, Howard.
in the crowd.
Yes.
These are all people
That's where we
who
would've
want to
been. That's what I
have a
said.
party.
They saying they need to go ahead and call it because Trump that has the
But the
electoral
results
vote.
are coming in and they're coming in slowly. But each time,
Oh, they just called,
for Harris, or she's shown in the lead in one of these battlegrounds, it is a big moment for the folks.
They just called
here
something
at
else.
Kamala Harris headquarters.
Probably Virginia.
No, they just called.
And Jake, as I'm talking right now, you can probably hear me.
'Cause they cheered
talking
again.
To you, but the crowd, they're excited. They're ready to go
They
tonight.
can't because
They want
they're
to see
watching the
more,
CNN
reporting and results that
reporting,
they
and
like
so
to
they
see.
just saw
Thank you,
them
Jake.
call for New York.
Philip, in Washington D.C. in the county.
And now they seem like they're on the screen. It's a delay there.
Campaign headquarters right now. Let's go to West Palm Beach.
They call New York.
Caitlin Collins,
We got it.
Trump HQ.
Rhea, sit down.
Lisa, sit down.
Obviously, we're all still watching these numbers come in. There is no celebrating happening yet inside the Trump campaign.
They said the Breakfast Club was live at Howard.
Giving them a confidence
She
boost
itching
for
up
this
there.
hour are the numbers that you and John King were just going over in Virginia. They were looking at that very closely, comparing it to President Biden's numbers there in 2020, and it is making them feel good tonight, lifting their spirits.
So, you
Now,
know,
no one is saying
Elon
that
Musk was
this is
paying
obviously
voters in
anywhere near
Pennsylvania
over yet.
and
They're
The $1 million.
still watching very closely
and
to the
Virginia
blue wall of
$1
Michigan,
million.
Wisconsin, and
That's
Pennsylvania. Donald
crazy.
Trump calling into radio shows in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania in just the last few hours as he's at his Mar-a-Lago club. He just spoke to supporters briefly, Jake, but as he's talking to the people who are at Mar-a-Lago, he's also getting constant updates from his own campaign team. And right now they're watching a few key indicators, including the turnout for black males in Georgia and other states, but also just watching those numbers in
We're in
Virginia.
Ohio.
We'll see, Jake, of course, if that pattern
Ohio,
continues throughout the night.
New Jersey.
All right, Caitlin Collins, thanks so much. John King.
Make a fascinating
Damn.
map at the moment. You
We
just
just
updated
slipped
the
in New
electoral
Mexico.
count.
It's still
481.
14%. You
You're
never
looking at
know.
that Now, a lot of Democrats looking at this map and say, wow, we're having a great night. I would just say, be cautious.
Hmm?
But
She's
just
still
be
in there.
cautious. Why do I
She's
say
still in
wow?
there.
Well, at the moment, we touched on this a little bit earlier.
They only
The vice
got
president is still
154.
leading statewide in Nebraska. What she wants to win is the second congressional district, which is right here. Nebraska, one of two states that awards electoral college votes based on congressional districts.
I'm mad at Ohio.
Only
They was
30%
doing
of the state. You see
good.
all this gray. Those are small rural farm country, beautiful parts of Nebraska that tend to vote for Donald Trump in overwhelming numbers. So let's wait to see that one play out. But then
Pennsylvania
you move
19,
east,
they
and
need
remember,
to
what was the surprise
close.
poll the last week of the campaign. It was the Iowa poll.
No, they're already
It
closed.
shows
They
vice
go- they just
president
tailing the vote.
actually- no,
Pennsylvania doing
They
good.
just need to hurry and declare Pennsylvania.
of Donald Trump in what has been, since Barack Obama left the scene, a reliably red state.
Yeah.
Well, at the moment, only 19% of the vote.
Iowa was not in the
At moment,
map
Democrats
trajectory.
in Iowa.
And she got Iowa.
Those who are saying, we told you so.
Doing well in Iowa right now. That normally it's a red
Polk
state.
County is Des Moines, 83% of the vote, and this is almost
But
the
it's only
downside
like,
of
what,
Democrats
6
as you go.
votes?
She's getting 56% of the
Oh,
vote,
yeah.
but you're at
Electoral.
83% already, so you got some
I
more
mean,
coming in.
it's still
This is your
good
biggest
to be in that
basket.
number,
Biggest
but
Democrat
I'm just saying,
stronghold.
like,
Definitely.
Iowa wasn't in there, Ohio
If you
wasn't in
haven't been more
that,
than 10 years, it's a
and-
very different
and they're
city
playing.
than you might remember. A lot of young professionals.
Texas
church
wasn't in there.
industry, the
Texas
like.
would have kept their ass
Democrat
blue like they
stronghold
should have.
there. Joe Biden got 56%.
Definitely
in
would have
Des
won
Moines
because
four
that was
years-
40
4 years
electoral
ago.
votes in
So
itself.
if you think, oh wow, look at that, just let's be careful and be cautious.
So yeah, we declared Texas.
College
Mhm.
Town, right up here, Story
Supposedly.
County.
They need to go back and look at it, though. I think
That's a
that's
place
not
where
fair.
President Biden got 57% of the
He just
vote.
gonna say-
We'll
Go back and look at it.
We'll look at that, but let's
Is
see that.
Houston
The
in there?
Democrats are gonna
Is
surprise us
all
by
the
making
big
Iowa
cities
closer
in
than it
there?
was 4
That's
years
blue.
ago. You'll
That's
see some
Iowa.
math in these blue counties, more people enthusiasm.
Who live in Iowa?
Matters in a competitive
What?
world. So we'll see
Who live-
what
who
happens
the
with
fuck
Iowa.
is
What is that, Iowa?
It's been a
Iowa.
race.
Iowa.
Iowa?
Iowa.
They acting like Bria.
Iowa.
He really acting like
She said, Olivia, Iowa.
Bria. Damn, breaking news, North Carolina.
Wisconsin is blue.
We
Like
lost.
last time.
Fuck North
Still
Carolina.
very, very early. 18% of the vote
It's still
counted.
early.
This is critical for Vice President Harris.
Louisiana's gonna go to
If,
red.
emphasis on if.
You know, they voted, the 10 commandments gotta be posted in the damn classroom of every classroom.
The 10 Commandments.
Yes.
Right, that's her easiest.
Who said that?
No path is easy.
Louisiana voted
Easiest
that
path.
every classroom, has to have the 10 commandments posted.
But let's move up Wisconsin so you can
They
get a
so
bit of a-
conservative, it's not even
She's ahead
funny.
right now.
What y'all feel about the 10 Commandments being in the school system?
John's a broken record tonight, but I want you to look up at all of those gray areas, and I just want to remind you.
In their
most of
primary,
them,
that's
not
what they
all of them,
voted
But
for.
in most of them, you're in rural Trump country. So as you come back to the 2024 map, and you say, the vice president's
straight
ahead,
Trump.
that's where you want to be. You want to be ahead.
I'm
You've
surprised
got a
that
long
the
way to go. So what are we
Creole
looking for?
people
I'm going to do this in reverse order.
allowed it
Because
to
of the
happen. All
questions
these
about
black
young
folks got in.
voters turning out, whether unhappiness with the White House over Israel-Hamas policy would impact youth turnout.
See, even Nebraska's not even
So
supposed to
right
be
now,
That's the University
in
of
those
Wisconsin.
battleground
That's absolutely
states,
essential for any
Kamala's
Democrat
winning
in Wisconsin to run it up here, not just in the
Wisconsin,
percentage, but with
she's
the raw
winning
math. So let's look.
Pennsylvania,
38%
she's winning
vote. So a long way to
Michigan,
go.
Trump is
Long way to
winning
go.
North
Let's just compare it to
Carolina,
the president. President Biden had
and
76%.
Trump
Keep
is
an eye on it.
winning Georgia.
Don't panic yet if you're a Democrat, but keep an eye on that because
But what
the
the
vice
hell?
president needs to be as close to that as she can be. And at the moment, she's running a little bit behind that. That's Dane County, that's Madison. This is the biggest population center. Spent a lot of time here in the last year.
Milwaukee.
The big question here is, the black voter
cannot
turnout,
believe
and the
New
subset
Mexico
question
took
of
this
that is,
football.
does Donald Trump make inroads, especially among black men? We did see some evidence of that in our several trips out to Milwaukee. At the moment, I was texting with somebody in Milwaukee earlier, by the way, who said they thought turnout was actually going pretty good.
Ain't
for the
North
Democrats.
Carolina.
We'll see if that turns out.
Ain't
At the
North
moment,
Carolina's a black state.
25% of the vote in.
Depends on
66%
split.
Depends on
But-
what county.
32% for Donald Trump. So
Yeah,
let's just
that-
go back in time, knowing we have a long way to go. And Milwaukee sometimes reports late. If you go back in time, Joe Biden again, 69%, Trump at 29%. So the 69% is what jumps out. Trump is a little above. Right now, Trump's a little above where he was 4 years ago. She's a little behind where the president was 4 years ago. It's only 25% of the vote. We're not pouring cement on any of this, but that's where you say, oh, we got to keep an eye on that as we go forward. Then you move over here, you go into the wild counties, Waukesha, the biggest among them. This is a Republican suburb. Long has been a Republican suburb. The chief
Also, Brooks?
Democrats, I've been saying this about Trump in the blue.
I know,
in the
he
background,
mad as a
in the
motherfucker.
blue. Where's Trump's
Because he
number in the
wanted
suburbs?
that.
Can he compete? He's
'Cause
not
he wanted to run for
gonna compete.
president, that's why.
the challenge for the vice president here. Waukesha
Happy
County
fire.
tends to be a Republican suburb, so there she is at 40%, Trump at 59%.
He already
Again,
said he
go
wanted to run
back
for president.
in time, 59%.
He already made it known that he wanted to run for
Give him
president.
control of the
Welcome
Senate.
to
It
it.
wasn't for president. He
20,000
not
vote
doing
race
shit.
probably in the end
Just to give him
in
control of the
Wisconsin based
Senate.
on that. It's a 66% of the vote in there. It's essentially matching where we were in 2020. And again, just so you remember our history here in the blue wall, Harris is leading right now. We got a lot of vote to count right here, but I'm laughing a little bit just at the 22,000 number because if you look at that right there, Joe Biden won this state in 2020 by 20,000 votes. 4 years before that, when he cracked the blue wall and became president, Donald Trump won Wisconsin by 22,000 votes. Welcome to Wisconsin. It's a state that tends to hang around the margins of 20,000 votes, which is why that is somewhat amusing to me. Earlier, she just put up 34,000 to shut me up. In Wisconsin, very early there. Let's come over to Battleground, Michigan. Let me come back for a second. See that? If they stay that way, and it's early. Don't call your bookie. Don't make any bets. Don't pop the champagne.
It blew
You
on.
see Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, right? Especially if you're looking at a map where North Carolina and Georgia are red at the moment. They're not done either. But if you're a Democrat, you're kind of, well, ooh, should we be nervous about this? Then you should be, wow, should we be optimistic about that? So let's take it away and see what I mean by that. Number one, let's just start to the east and go west. Up to 32% in Pennsylvania, long way to go. I just want to check on where we are in Philadelphia, still at 26%. You get Philadelphia over 50%.
This is so confusing.
And what the math is elsewhere as you go. But again,
Lisa said, let's see if she gets Arizona.
For Trump, that's his strength. That is his strength, and Pennsylvania is one of his
But
best states.
Arizona's still
go
open,
to
right?
Michigan. We're still only at 14% in Michigan, and we have our first
Arizona
Wayne
is
County,
not even
and
in
it
play.
shows
Yeah,
Donald
yeah,
Trump
they-
winning in Wayne County. If Wayne County's red at the end of the night, Donald Trump's winning the presidency in a landslide. We're at 1%, so that's unlikely to happen. The question is, where does it end up? This one's more interesting.
I be want to
Macomb
say,
County,
well, what did y'all vote?
500 votes.
These commentators.
506
Who did y'all vote
votes.
for?
Trump wants to keep it somewhere around there. Go back in
Not
time.
CNN.
He's at 53%. If Donald Trump can win Macomb County, it keeps
I could say if it was Fox.
keeps
Fox
it competitive in the state.
loves
However
Trump.
50 he gets, it matters. This is one of the signature key counties for Vice President Harris and her Michigan chances. Oakland County, birthplace of Mitt Romney. Used to be a Republican county.
Used to get crap out of me.
He's at 55% right now. They're just past half the vote. So look at the 55%. A little behind Joe Biden. That can matter.
She coming up in New Mexico.
A little bit behind. Biden had 434,000 votes when he won the county and you're just checking on turnout, she's at 234,000, with about 54%. So you're in the ballpark of similar turnout. Let's see what happens as that comes in. And you're going to watch that number, but that number. Tiny changes in the margins can affect the battleground states. So Trump's at 43, let's do it that way. Trump was at 42. Again, it's tiny. In the close states, tiny can matter. We'll keep an eye on that as we go through the count in Michigan. And then one more, I was already over there earlier. Let's come back out and see. So the blue wall at the moment is blue, and the Sun Belt states, which used to be reliably red and are now battleground states at the moment, are red. So we'll just check in, see if anything else came in. Georgia's at 79%. President's lead is 204,000. It was 240,000 a little while ago. President's lead has come down a little bit. I just want to remind everybody, in this hour, 4 years ago, Donald Trump was leading Georgia by about 244,000 votes. Joe Biden won Georgia when the votes were all counted. Doesn't mean that's what's going to happen this time.
That's what's going to happen.
He
gonna
that's
win.
what's going to happen. Behind,
She
we're
gonna
not done
win.
yet.
She gonna win.
Let's come back up to
That's
North
what's gonna
Carolina.
happen.
We're at 63% in North Carolina.
We're
This
gonna
count's
win
coming up.
Georgia.
This
We're
count's
gonna win
coming up.
North Carolina. We're gonna win Pennsylvania. We're gonna put his ass to bed.
Anything in triple digits in North Carolina.
Say it again, Aunt Tracy. Say it again,
We're
girl.
gonna win Georgia. We're gonna win North Carolina. We're gonna win Michigan and put his orange ass to bed.
49.
His orange ass.
Yes.
The blue is now, except for this one out here, I believe. This one, Haywood County, we're only at 4%.
But it's just like the probate. I'm waiting on the line to come out.
I look
Oh,
at
yeah.
On my status, I said free 47, free 47.
And look at that pop up what she said. She popped up. That just popped up.
Free 47. I need my 47 to be released. Who is 47?
Okay.
things like that. But
You not 47. You wish you was 47.
I need my
Hey, Arthur Shaw. Hey, sweetie pie. I miss seeing your face.
This is where it matters most.
Had fun with you in Alaska.
And only 14% of the vote is in. So you see Donald Trump leading in North
Are you coming in
Carolina,
February?
But you see only 14% of the vote in Mecklenburg County, which tells you.
Alicia said, go all 47.
Crazy.
This the one that went to the little state.
Wow, what happened?
Oh.
They saying they cheating and they
We family right now.
Hey, C Cats. I haven't seen you in a while. What's up, C Cats?
So who's saying?
Now, how am I feeling?
Is that the Delta?
Yes. Alicia, you a Delta?
Yeah, I think she's
She
a
at the
Delta.
moment is getting
Um,
60% of the vote.
How am I feeling? I'm
The girl from Alabama is a
If we
Delta.
end up there,
I'm
then it's only
confused.
14% of the vote right now. So then
Break
you come
me
back
out
out
the
here, you get-
Um,
Donald Trump is-
I'm feeling wired,
Gets that her number
crazy.
down.
My eyes are getting
That
red.
means Donald Trump is doing better with black voters.
Look, I'm just going crazy. No, she said no. Nadine is. Nadine. We got 12 minutes until the next poll closes.
Right there. Trump's at 35. You go back in time. Trump's at 36. She's at 62. Roughly the same.
Just sitting here looking at these numbers.
Sitting here.
See, Nebraska wasn't in that
If we get
trajectory.
89% of the vote.
Hold on.
And yet, here she getting blue right here.
New Hampshire.
Research triangle.
New Hampshire better get that. Or I ain't coming up there to get my degree and my graduation here.
I'm not gonna lie. You're gonna be the first one up there.
On that
Give me my
midnight
paper,
train.
let's go.
Give my paper, let's go. CK said I've been writing postcards to voters. Deep in the election, can't think about
Surprised
anything
Jersey
else.
they haven't called Jersey yet. What the hell?
They should've.
That's what I said.
At 18% now, a little bit below.
They need to
that.
call
But this-
Jersey.
But New York, Jersey should have.
Didn't they call Mass already?
Right, he lost
No,
his
Massachusetts?
by 74,000
Yeah.
votes. So we come back up. Where else do you want to look?
Jersey should have been with New
What else
York.
in this New England area? They're to call Vermont.
Vermont, Connecticut, Connecticut.
Yeah, no, they haven't called Connecticut yet.
If you're the vice president,
Who
think
won
you're someone
Vermont?
who
We did.
Because we're not there yet. And again, I just want to show you.
I'm gonna say we because
See the blue in the urban areas. North Carolina,
this my last name.
here.
Okay.
See the black voters here. For the most part.
And you mad?
Absolutely essential.
DeAndre.
He mad.
DeAndre.
Damn,
So what, Brandon? I don't care. It is so.
It is not.
Get my face.
I'm not in your face.
Yes, you
You
will.
got me on there.
We'll be cruising in December though. You better cruise on.
One more check. No, Fulton County is still at 80%. So the Georgia map, we still have the biggest population center where we're waiting.
You weren't even
to see some
busy.
key results.
All right, John, as we stand by for the next poll closings at the top of the hour, here's an update on the race to 270. Donald Trump has 154 electoral votes. Kamala Harris has 81 electoral votes. Obviously, 270 electoral votes are needed to win. Now, another key race alert. Let's go to the states where we have not called.
Dun, 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 dun.
Kamala Harris in the lead in Pennsylvania, 51.4% of the vote. Donald Trump has 47.7% of the vote. Kamala Harris has 88,000 plus votes of a lead.
Do you think she'll win?
75% of the votes
Yes,
in
she will.
Pennsylvania, about a third. Still a lot of votes to count in Pennsylvania. Michigan, Kamala Harris has 52% of the vote. Donald Trump has 46.1% of the vote. Kamala Harris with a 49,000 plus vote lead. That's with only an estimated 15% of the vote counted in the battleground of Michigan. In Wisconsin, another battleground, Kamala Harris 52.2% of the vote. Donald Trump 46.1%.
Wisconsin do got a lot of ethnic people.
Plus vote lead, but only 27% of the vote counted in Wisconsin.
Hey, you better go all see cats. Yes.
Still in the lead there with 52.1% of the vote. Kamala Harris has 46.7% of the vote. Donald Trump with a 201,000 plus vote lead as of now. That's 64% of the estimated vote counted in the battleground.
Y'all, this daylight savings time got me screwed up now.
In the lead, 51.9% of the vote. Kamala Harris
At 6 o'clock, I was ready to go to bed.
Donald Trump with a 208,000 plus vote lead. That's with 79% of the estimated vote in Georgia counted. Still a lot of votes to count there, but a lot of votes have already counted. In the Commonwealth of Virginia,
And Virginia.
In the Commonwealth of Virginia, Donald Trump has.
What happened? He looked confused.
5% of the vote. Kamala Harris
Why was he looking around?
6% of the vote.
Someone must have said something in his ear.
A 28,000 count vote lead with 63% of the vote counted.
He's trying to figure out what camera to look at.
Now bring you a projection.
That's what it was.
And CNN can project Louisiana.
We knew that.
Donald Trump. Louisiana with its 8 electoral votes as expected to Donald Trump. Let's see what that impact is on the electoral vote count. Donald Trump has 162 votes, electoral votes. Kamala Harris has 81 electoral votes. She has exactly half. 270 votes are needed to win. We're getting deeper into the night and another round of results. We're counting down to the top of the hour. 10 to 2
What we drinking?
16 electoral votes.
These soda, a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
270 polling places are about to close in Montana and battleground Nevada and in Utah.
Nevada was a battleground?
Watch in the next hour. Kamala Harris fighting to hold on to Nevada for the Democrats. The state
Nevada's always
narrowly lost
a
in
last one to
2020
fall
and in
within.
2016. As we await the end of voting in Nevada, let's check in with Jim Acosta, who's at a polling place in Las Vegas. And Jim, you have new information from the Nevada Secretary of State.
They elected some new laws, but
Yeah, Jake, I mean, one interesting development that has emerged here in Nevada is they're running into a problem with some of the mail-in ballots that have come in so far. Some of the signatures have been an issue. And election workers are now reaching out to some of those folks out there who have signature issues. Your signatures need to match those that are on file with the state. And an interesting anecdote here, one of the problems that they're running into is that a lot of young voters don't know how to sign their names. And so when they
don't
sign their names
do it in
on
school no
these
more.
ballots, they are not jiving with what state officials have on file. And so what they're doing at this point is sort of frantically reaching out to a lot of young voters across the state of Nevada to say, hey, wait a minute. Hopefully they're looking at their text and saying, hey, wait a minute, there's a problem with your ballot. You need to check in with the state and make sure that your signature is verified so your ballot can be counted. So that is one thing that they're looking at this point.
That's
there are
interesting.
about 14,000 of these ballot issues that they're trying to rectify.
I'll be cruising again in February, Sea-Cats.
Now you mentioned, Jake, the polls are about
Going on
to
an
close
11
here
football
in Nevada.
cruise.
If you're still in line, you could stay in line. We heard out in Nye County, which is about an hour outside of Vegas, they've got a line about 2.5 hours long. And so that process is going to go well into the night in that county as well as here in Las Vegas, Jake.
All right, Jim Acosta.
They need to teach these students how to write in cursive again. I'm getting tired. I'm stuttering.
County, Phoenix, and the most populous county, Jake, in this entire state, as Maricopa County goes.
What?
So does the rest of Arizona. That's why we are here. We are watching the clock
they're
in
not flying
just
them back.
minutes.
in.
In
Well,
about
making
I don't know
8 to 10
who calling
minutes, we're
this.
hearing that the
This right
county
here got
will
it.
be reporting its very first batch
This
of
got
election results.
Democrats with
Well,
220,
those,
234
here
and
out of Maricopa,
Republicans
Arizona, Maricopa
222.
County will give us a strong indication.
Who got that?
After that
And the
first drop, but
president.
it takes a
I'm
long
trying to
time to
see
count
who-
all
oh, it's
of the
the
ballots. The
Associated
first drop
He
that we're
said,
gonna see, the
is
first
it
result
too late?
will
Is this
be
the end?
early vote that is counted
Mhm.
before election day. And it's not all of them, but it is the majority of the early vote that is counted before election day. That is what we are gonna know in just minutes. We are watching to see what is happening. And the sense that we are getting, Jake, from all of the election officials
I'm
we've spoken
nervous.
to here in Maricopa County,
I should be
is that
nervous.
they
I know
are
Jesus.
overwhelmingly pleased that there hasn't been major problems here in this county. Things have gone relatively smoothly. Yes, there have been some small issues here and there, but overwhelmingly, they say this has gone fairly well, and they are really looking forward to,
So we said we
continuing
need-
to keep that going
we need
as they go
Pennsylvania,
throughout the night.
Michigan,
After that first report, Jake,
North
we are
Carolina,
expecting to hear
Georgia.
Call,
reports
text
as
me,
that
going to bed.
in-person vote from today's session.
All right, Ken Law in
I
Phoenix,
said, regardless of
Arizona,
the
big
time.
battleground out west. David Giants exit poll in front of Nevada. David, what are you learning about Nevada voters and the issues that they're focused on?
Well, the democracy.
We got 4 minutes
Democracy
till the
and
poll
the economy
closes.
are battling Up in that top spot,
And
33% of the
The Associated Press just updated 99 to 188.
to their vote, 32%, basically the same, say the economy is most important. Then that is followed by immigration at 15%, abortion at 11%, and foreign policy down in single digits.
The wait.
This orange man could not be the president again. I'm
Is it
sorry.
better or worse than
Ew,
4
oh
years
my
ago?
goodness.
But they said if he don't win, he going to jail. So
Say 48%
Huh?
say
he said if he don't win, he's going to jail.
it's worse today than it was 4
Come on,
years
his
ago.
convictions. He's
Only
going to jail.
22% say it's better than
I don't even think they
He
should
said,
allow
Jesus,
him.
Jesus,
It's about the
Jesus.
same.
He said, "What
They
am
didn't
I?"
allow him to run again.
They were scared of him.
Legal status or should be deported.
But you better realize, all the judges he appointed before he left office. So it's nothing he coulda did.
Side with the Trump position that they should be deported. Abortion, should it be mostly legal or illegal? 68% of Nevada voters, nearly 7 in 10, say abortion should be mostly legal. 28% say it should be illegal. And Biden's job approval rating is at
Y'all be up,
40% in Nevada.
No,
59%
I gotta
is
get up.
I do too.
where it is
Oh, shit.
now.
You sure
Other than
do.
me.
All right, David. Thanks so much. Let's go to John.
Y'all
Kennedy.
ain't gonna be.
Well, Jake, we're starting to watch now as we go further west. We have more states coming in. Some of the states we talked about earlier that we thought were aberrations or early votes you see right here now, including Kansas. Kansas has come back to being a Republican state.
Oh,
We expect it to finish out
Kansas
that
went
way.
back up.
There are some Democratic, pockets of support here. They're mostly in the eastern part of the state.
Kansas went back to a
And
Republican
remember,
state.
it was Kansas that sounded the first alarm after Dobbs, where the amendment passed out there protecting
Yeah, I guess
abortion
he
rights.
be.
So we'll watch the result
Ooh,
tomorrow.
excuse
We
me.
expect Kansas will be a red state at the end of the night. We'll keep an eye on that to see about
Stop
that.
saying
And
it.
Keep coming forward. Here's the one that's interesting, and it's staying interesting, but we're only at 31% of the vote. Iowa, which again has not been a state we paid much attention to since Barack Obama left the scene. Donald Trump won it comfortably twice. The Harris lead is shrinking a little bit, but she's still ahead in Iowa, 51% to 48%. And if you look through, I said earlier, that 83% in Polk County, we're still there. That's the bulk of your Democratic votes. And you start moving down, you come over here to Cedar Rapids, which is Lynn County. You're only at 34% of the vote here, so there's some business to be done in terms of Democratic votes.
All right, Alicia. Have a good night.
What is an interesting state? If this one is
Sleep
competitive,
well.
it would be a surprise, and election night surprises are always interesting. You see there Dubuque County there. We'll see how that one plays out as we go forward. So now let's come over to some of the bigger battlegrounds. Again, if you're in the Harris campaign, especially because we're not done by any means, but if North Carolina and Georgia, Trump's ahead there, then you'd rather be the candidate ahead in the blue wall states. And at the moment, the vice president is 34%, a little more than a third of the vote counted in Wisconsin. Again, you see Trump filling in the rural areas. Just want to check. I teased this up earlier. Brown County, Green Bay, blue-collar workers. Kamala Harris is not going to win Brown County. The question is, can she compete? When Joe Biden won the state, you see she's at 33%. We're only at 12%, so we have to do this a little bit later. But Joe Biden had 45%. So it's a key
Dulles. Oh, that's the one I'm thinking about.
Can the vice president of the United
I
States
said, that's all the way out
at least
there.
come close to where the
DC is not
president
so
was?
far.
At the moment, she is not, but it's very early in the count right there. Again, the foundation of any Democratic victory is down here in Milwaukee. We're almost
Thank
at
you
half the
for
vote
the
right there.
invite.
She's at 67% there. Let's just go back in time and look. The president was at 69%. It sounds like
Say my name.
67, 69. Let's see.
Why?
Right now, we're only at 48%.
Because she won't
At
come
the end
with
of the
me.
night, she's
Go
underperforming
with
the
your wife.
president in Milwaukee by a couple points. That can make the difference in a state, Jake, that in 2 elections in a row.
Why is he with your
it's been
grandmother?
decided by 20,000 votes. Jake,
That's right, John. We're just moments
He said,
away
what the
from
what?
round of
What?
poll closing. Is about to end in 3 states, including the key battleground of Nevada. A total of 16 electoral votes.
It's already
on the
ended.
line.
It's 10:01.
Now,
Projection.
and CNN can project that Donald Trump will win the state of Montana. As expected, Trump gets Montana with its 4 electoral votes. CNN can also project that Donald Trump will win the state of Utah. As expected, Utah with its 6 electoral votes. Nevada is too early to call. Battleground state.
But if these are projections, they don't mean he actually won yet, right?
Elections, but is making a big claim for this election. Let's look at the electoral math right now. Donald Trump has 172 electoral votes. Kamala Harris with 81 electoral votes, 270 electoral votes. Is there yet? Let's look at the key races now.
Did they call
Kamala
Connecticut?
Harris, 49.9%.
Yeah,
of the
no.
vote. Donald Trump has narrowed her 20,000 plus vote lead. He's at 49.2% of the vote. More votes have come in from the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. 43% of Pennsylvania's in. Kamala Harris right now is
How they just come up
lead there.
that quick like that? Y'all want to break it on the
In
chain
Michigan,
then.
46.5% of the vote. Kamala Harris with
Everybody's like, oh my God, looks like he's gonna win it. Mom said it.
Niggas ain't gonna have no more free lunch.
No school.
Ain't no school.
Ain't no school. Because where they gonna get their funding from? Because he's doing away with the
Cut
DOE.
the rate of the Department of Education.
4% of the vote.
I love y'all.
Y'all, I don't know where y'all education going. Y'all might as well just go there. What grade you in?
In Wisconsin.
Well, they ain't gonna be no damn charter schools.
It's a public charter.
It's a public charter school. They get federal money.
Girl, shut up.
In North Carolina.
Shut up.
Go to bed.
Maintaining his lead, 51.9%.
Why she need to go?
Don't do all that pizza.
1% of the vote. Donald Trump with a 280
Taking the word.
That's with 79% of the estimated vote.
You fine.
Georgia.
I know what I am. What
What you say?
North Carolina. Let's go to John King actually right now. John King will
Alright.
See the map again.
Alright.
Where you start to see things change, especially if a candidate pulls out ahead in a state that not normally is in their lane.
She came back up in PA. No.
A moment ago, I was showing you.
It's supposed to rain one of these days this week.
Still competitive.
Don't go to bed till it's 10 o'clock.
Poll that showed the possibility of the vice president maybe being a little bit ahead of Donald Trump, no clear leader, it was a competitive poll. And this is
Around the corner.
at the moment, 36%. This would be a surprise. So Virginia's a surprise at how close it is. We'll see the next close, but it's a surprise at the moment. This is a surprise.
I'm gonna
Donald Trump is
call it a night.
3,800 votes ahead in the battleground.
Hopefully when we wake up tomorrow.
State he carried quite comfortably by 9 points,
We'll
8 points.
be better.
4 years ago. So you keep an eye on it, you watch. You see
I'ma
what
say
happens
is-
there, but it's interesting.
Say prayers before you go to sleep tonight, okay?
Where y'all be?
We got this stuff. But just say y'all prayers.
Georgia, the 2 battlegrounds we care most about, they are at the moment held by the former president of the United
I don't wanna
States.
cry.
What you doing?
I'm live.
On where?
YouTube.
Ew.
Back in 2020,
You ugly, DeAndre.
200,000 votes right now.
Somebody shut up.
66% reporting.
All right, love y'all.
At 52% of the votes. Again, Jake, as you come over and join me here, just a reminder of viewers, still votes to be counted. We know that. So then we want to use